Good day, it's Sandy, your sister and your friend. Welcome to today's video. I wanted to talk today about opinions. In this process of waking up, what I'm finding is there's a lot of stuff that I need to let go of in order to be fully more awakened as I'm going through this life. There are a lot of things that don't serve me well, and I'm very grateful for the kindness of the Lord to show me these things as I'm going along this path. And then I get to experiment or explore what is it like to when I do give that up. Is my life more free? Am I more loving? Do I enjoy life more? And so one of the things I'm finding is I don't need to have so many opinions. As a matter of fact, having opinions and expressing those opinions really is not serving me well. It doesn't mean that right now I don't have opinions. I might prefer blue over green, let's just say. But if green happens to show up in my world, I can allow green for me to be fine with green. And of course, there are other things that are more important than that. But what I'm discovering is that when I don't express, if I'm listening to someone and they're expressing their opinion to me, I might in my mind be listening to them, but I might in my mind be thinking, do I have an opinion about on this topic? Do I actually have enough knowledge to form a valid opinion? One thing I'm pretty certain of is that if this is something in the public arena, there's not all the information on that topic is not fully disclosed by the people who are in power. There's a lot that's behind the scenes that the public is not going to know about, and I'm not going to be that informed even of the things that are out in the public sphere. So me forming an opinion based on very limited knowledge and even more limited information that's available is pretty worthless when you really get right down to it. So what I've been thinking a lot when I'm hearing somebody else express an opinion is that I don't know. I don't know, and I'm okay with saying I don't know. And and if they are truly being, distressed over the way things are going in a certain way, I can certainly have sympathy and empathy for them and with them. And I can even ask if there are ways that I can help them. And certainly if it's something going on that's not in their private life, in their personal life, I can suggest that we pray together and that we actually pray for the people who are in charge and are in positions of power and authority, that they wake up to their identity. Because this is really, in my mind, all is boiling down to an identity problem. That's the root of the problem. And so we take the axe to the root, which is let's pray for them to know who they truly are, that they are a child of God, and that they are one with everything, with all of us. We're all one. And having that knowledge, we will certainly then treat people the way we want to be treated, and that would bring the love and kindness into the world. Um, so I just think that my opinions, I really need to let go of them. And because if I express them out into the world, the Bible tells us our words do not return void. They actually accomplish the thing that we set them out to do. So as we characterize people or situations or circumstances as being bad in some way or evil in some way, our words actually have power to accomplish what we say is going on. So that's another reason to not be expressive, even if things are going on in your mind. We don't need to put them into words out there into the universe. I watched a video with Ram Dass. I think it was called Conscious Living, Conscious Dying. And in that, he quoted uh, the third Chinese patriarch of Zen. And this is the quote. He says, "The great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences." Well, we form opinions based on our preferences. So if we really want to be in harmony with the universe and with the world and people in the world who are us, we need to let go of our preferences. And that takes an entire lifetime to let go of all of our preferences, to not prefer one thing over another. He also had another quote. Ram Dass quoted another thing from this. It's called the Hsin Hsin Ming, which was that first quote. Another one is, "If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind." So, can we actually allow all things into our life? Can we invite them in? Can we actually love them and say they're here for our good? I think Eckhart Tolle said that we should just allow everything as if it's something that we chose. So if we can allow, and as I say, actually invite things in, and as we invite them in, we're not setting up anything to block them from just passing on through. Everything in our life comes and it goes. If we don't block it, and if we just allow the flow, it's just going to do that. And one other thing that Ram Dass shared is that he shared a story, and it's just so charming. I wanted to share it with you. He said that there was a monk who lived in a monastery, and he lived above a small fishing village down below. And a woman in the fishing village got pregnant by a fisherman. And when she had the baby, people wanted to know who, when she was pregnant, probably wanted to know, well, who is the father? So she didn't want to admit that it was this fisherman. So she instead said it was the monk who lived in the monastery above the village. So when the baby was born, the townspeople took the baby up to the monastery, knocked on the door, and when the monk answered, they said, "This baby is yours, and so you need to raise this child because you're the father." And so he didn't defend himself. He didn't say anything in contrary. He just said, "Ah, so," and he took the baby, and then lived the solitary life with this newborn baby here in the monastery. About 9 years later, the young girl was older, but she was very ill, and so she didn't want to die with a guilty conscience. So she admitted that it wasn't the monk who was the father; it was a fisherman. And so the people in the village were horrified of what they had done. So they went up and knocked on the door of the monastery again. The monk came to the door, this time with a young boy standing at his side, and they said, "Oh no, it's so terrible what we did to you. So we want to help you raise this child." And his response was, "Ah, so." So in each moment, this monk's life irrevocably changed. When he had a child that wasn't his to raise, when the child was going to be now engaged more in the village life, are we at a point where we can say, whatever is going on in my life, let it be, let it just be whatever it is, and your grace, Lord, is sufficient for me in this moment of whatever is happening, whatever is unfolding in front of me? Can I allow it? Can I invite it in? As a matter of fact, the moment I'm in now is a factor of all the things that have come before in my life. And so I should appreciate every single one of the things, everything that's happened in my life. Appreciate it. Be thankful for it, because that has created the situation that I'm in this very present moment. And this is one where my heart is expanding, where there's spaciousness for me to see that everything is for my good. There's nothing that happens that is not for my good. Can I allow it? Can I accept that? Can I enjoy it? Can I believe that? Can I integrate all that into my life? That's what this life journey is about. And as I see everything as in this oneness consciousness and allowance, and not having opinions, and not having these things that are going to keep me in a mindset of separation, of thinking one is above another, or that I know better, or that my opinion should be, this is the way life should unfold. What will happen is actually I become more expansive in my acceptance of everything in the life, and acceptance of everybody. And then I see everybody as me, my life, and if I let go of the preferences, I'm letting go of the opinions. What I really think that I want is of much less value than me seeing you as me. And now there's no anybody above anybody else. We're all even. We're all equal. There's nothing that I prefer for you to be that's different from what you are and who you are, because you're going to get there, and my prayers for you are going to get you there, and not my words of opinionated, my opinions and preferences for what you should do differently. None of that all goes by the wayside. That's irrelevant, because now I can actually help you if you want help. Can I step into your life? Can I see a child who is hungry? Can I see somebody who is being bullied? Can I step into that situation? Because now I'm stepping in as peace. I'm stepping in as joy. I'm stepping in as love. I can be the truth of who I am, and I can bring that to you. And there's no greater power. Now I'm bringing power into every one of the life situations that I see in front of me. And I bring this value to everyone who is there in my life, and in the world that I am in. So there's no limit to this. Now I become unlimited. Now I can bring everything into the world. And this is where the power lies. This is where we actually can express the love, express the joy and the peace, and have patience for one another, and actually believe that everybody is doing the best that they know how to do based on their own conditioning. We were all conditioned. We're letting go of that, and everybody else is in their own process at that stage. So we can allow them to be who they are and where they are, and pray for them, and pray for their knowing their true identity. Let's do that. Let's do that together. So I just invite you into this no preference, no opinion place, and just play with this. Just see how this works. What I'm finding is that actually, when I don't express my opinions about things, I have fewer of them, number one, and number two, the person that I might have come against by saying, oh, this is what I think is different from what you think should happen, that person actually also now has fewer opinions. So this is just, it actually has great exponential power when we allow ourselves to be this force. Be the force today. Bring the force of love and joy and peace today. I love you so much. If you haven't subscribed, I appreciate you doing that, hitting the like button. Give me a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, not your opinions, but your thoughts on this. So I love you. Be blessed today. Bye-bye.